Hey folks, this is Jared at Nintendo World Report. We are looking at Freedom Planet on the Wii U. I am with
Curtis Bonds.
And Neil Ronahan. And this is from the Nindies at Home thing that Nintendo is doing here at E3 2015. So you can go and download this game on the Wii U eShop right now. It's available until June 22nd. And if you do download the game, then you'll get 15% off the game when it comes out in August. This game, and I think Kurt will be able to speak more to it since he played the PC version. This is basically just a love letter to Sonic the Hedgehog. It's Genesis is all hell.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I would put it. Yeah, this if you love games like Sonic the Hedgehog, Gunstar Heroes, Dynamite Headdy, this is exactly the game you've been wanting. Like a lot of indie games that kind of go for a retro vibe tend to go for more NES style, but not a whole lot really go for like the Genesis, just fast attitude kind of style that Freedom Planet does. This is definitely one of my favorite games from 2014, not only for just the excellent gameplay, but I actually really like the story and all the characters as well. I mean, needless to say, it feels and looks like a Sonic game, but definitely has a better story and better voice actors than any Sonic game has ever had before.
And I also like from a gameplay perspective, I don't really know what all these different collectibles I'm getting are. There's like jewels and like weird claw things.
Yeah, the red ones is basically your health meter, and the gems are basically if you collect 200 of them, you get an extra life. So they're like your coins or your rings.
All right. So right now I have some kind of like invincibility star, which is fun.
Yeah.
But I do like kind of the mobility that you have as this character, and it seems like you can play as multiple characters as well.
Yeah.
But as this character, like you can you have like a double jump where you kind of spin and you attack during that. You also have, I used it before to break through the wall there, like this kind of special attack that you charge up and kind of do a dash across. And I like the way that the character feels because I feel like I have a lot of power and control over what I'm doing.
Yeah, it feels very, very fluent. Like, I was just in awe the first time I played even the first PC demo before they actually started developing the game for an actual Steam release. And yeah, even at that early point, I knew that this game was going to be really something special. And even with the other playable characters, Carol the Wildcat and Mila the dog, they all play distinctly differently. Like Carol has more like melee attacks, like claw attacks, and she can ride on a motorcycle. And Mila the dog, she can fly kind of like Tails, and she could summon these physical objects like these green gooey blocks that can help her solve a lot of puzzles as well. And each of them has their own little story mode. They all kind of follow the same story, but in different parts they will kind of show a different perspective of what's going on in the kind of greater narrative.
That almost sounds a little like Sonic and Knucklesy.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely takes a lot of inspiration from Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, this is definitely what a Sonic game should have been. Like, what Sonic 4 should have been. I mean, it's hard for, it's as much as there is to compare to Sonic the Hedgehog, I feel like it's doing a disservice considering the quality of recent Sonic the Hedgehog games and just the quality of the history of Sonic the Hedgehog games, because this just does everything right.
I believe there's an interesting thing with the story where if you don't want to have any story, you can turn that off. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct. There's an adventure mode and a classic mode. The classic mode is just like from level to level, just like the Genesis Sonic games. But if you want the story, you can choose that, and there's some lengthy cutscenes, but they're entertaining. All the characters are really funny and cute and just really, really likable. And the voice acting is a bit amateurish, but I don't really mean that in a negative way. But you can tell that these are people that they kind of found more from like online forums, like voice acting forums, rather than like professional voice actors. And I think it's part of its charm. I think too that they sound more real. They sound more like they are just they feel more, I guess. I don't know if that really makes sense, but you feel for the characters more because they feel more like they are really into it rather than just providing a wacky voice, I guess, or just a cartoony voice. They feel like humans. You really feel compassionate towards them whenever something bad happens to them or, whatever.
Yeah, so that's Freedom Planet. That's the demo that you can play on your Wii U right now. So go check it out. It looks like it's pretty cool, and it's coming out in just a month or two on Wii U.
Wii U.